Here we go!
Whee! The Hotel Transylvania franchise has been a mega hit for Sony Animation Studios, churning out 3 movies and a television show. Despite being developed and produced by Sony, the movies have plenty of references to other films and studios. Besides the obvious connections to the Universal Monster movies, the movies have plenty of tie-ins to Disney movies as well. From voice actors to direct references, check out some of these crazy Disney secrets we were able to dig up from Dracula's grave. Wayne and Wanda. The Hotel Transylvania movies are filled with all types of couples, but none seem more focused on building their family than the werewolf couple Wayne and Wanda. Always having more and more children, the werewolves are filling up the hotel with lots of extra guests, including their daughter Winnie. And if the names of Wayne and Wanda sound familiar to you, they should. While most people's favorite Muppet couple is Kermit and Miss Piggy, the Muppet Show used to feature a singing couple by the names of Wayne and Wanda. Instead of being animal-based, the couple was essentially a human puppet design. After appearing in multiple episodes of The Muppet Show, the characters were pretty much abandoned until Disney resurrected them in both The Muppets and Muppets Most Wanted. The characters appear in the background of multiple shots, and in a lot of the group songs featured in the movie. It's pretty obvious Hotel Transylvania used those names in an homage to the classic Muppets. Of course, it could have just been one big coincidence, but we're just gonna assume it's based off the obscure Muppets, because 1, we like that idea, and 2, there are so many W names to choose from, it's pretty crazy they would pick the same exact ones. And at one point during pre-production, someone in the staff would have brought up the Muppets name connection. Lion King reference. Even the animated world is filled with epic and iconic couples. There's Aladdin and Jasmine, Belle and the Beast, Shrek and Fiona, Hiccup and Astrid, Jack and Sally. In the first Hotel Transylvania, the filmmakers started building the love story of another great couple, Johnny and Mavis. We've seen them connect, have a child, and grow even closer through each of the 3 movies. To show their love, the movies have presented the idea of the Zing, and we even got a whole song about it. In the first verse of the song You're My Zing, Johnny, voiced by Andy Samberg, goes on to compare their love to each other in a plethora of ways, one of them being a direct reference to The Lion King. More specifically, Simba and Nala in The Lion King, another great animated couple. In the song, Johnny references the way Nala looks at Simba in The Lion King, and he's not just talking about a random glance. He's talking about the scene where Nala and Simba reunite as adults, tussle in the jungle a little bit, and then get romantic. The look on Nala's face says it all, and this is exactly how Johnny feels about Mavis. Nothing like using a classic Disney movie to spell things out romantically. He could have just sang A Whole New World to get his message across as well. Dead mothers. Disney animated films have a lot of great traditions. There's nothing like finding the hidden Mickeys, enjoying some classic songs, or spotting Easter eggs from films getting released in the future. One of the more disturbing trends, the lack of mothers in the movies. Bambi's mother dies, The Little Mermaid's mother is dead, and then we see her death in the prequel Ariel's Beginning. Belle has no mother, Snow White and Cinderella, motherless as well. Anna and Elsa, their mother and father died during a terrible storm at sea. Missing or dead parents certainly add to the drama of these films, but can be pretty heavy-handed after a while. So people going to see Hotel Transylvania were probably happy the film was a Sony release and not a Disney one. But a little more than halfway through, we had a flashback that just felt like a Disney movie, for all the wrong reasons. In the flashback, we learned that Dracula's castle was being invaded by villagers. While Dracula tried to calm everyone down, his wife Martha was attacked, murdered, and we can only assume her corpse was burned to death. Take that, Bambi's mother! The scene was definitely one of the darker ones in the movie, and we couldn't help but draw comparisons to the long history of Disney and mother figures. Miley and Selena. What would the Hotel Transylvania movies be like without Selena Gomez? Well, we almost found out because she wasn't the first choice for the role of Dracula's daughter Mavis. The role was originally offered to Miley Cyrus, and she was on board before leaving to focus on other projects. Cyrus was no stranger to the voiceover world, having already voiced the lead in Disney's Bolt, but it would have been pretty strange to hear a southern accent on the vampire. In the end, the role went to Selena Gomez, and her ability to act and sing like Miley helped her fit into the role perfectly. So what's the Disney connection here? Well, both stars were still in production on their big Disney Channel hits at the time of casting. Miley Cyrus was finishing up her run on the extremely popular show Hannah Montana, while Gomez was starring as a wizard, not a vampire, on the series Wizards of Waverly Place. It seems like Sony wanted to bank on a big Disney star to help draw in younger viewers, and the key tween audience for the movie. Add in the sci-fi connection between vampires and wizards, and we have a big winner here. Gomez went on to voice Mavis in all 3 movies, plus the upcoming Hotel Transylvania 4. Disney voice actors. While Selena Gomez brings a huge Disney connection in the form of her voice role, so does a lot of the rest of the cast. It's pretty fair to say that distinct voices managed to find their way around Hollywood productions, and there has been a ton of crossover between Disney movies and Hotel Transylvania. One of the biggest ones is David Spade. The former SNL cast member had the lead role in Emperor's New Groove, and lends his voice to the Invisible Man for the Hotel Transylvania series. If Wayne the Wolf sounded familiar, it's because he's voiced by Steve Buscemi, the same actor who voiced Randall in both Monsters, Inc. and Monsters University. Keegan-Michael Key replaced CeeLo Green for the part of Murray in Hotel 2 and 3. And he's no stranger to Disney sequels either. Not only does he voice a Carnival Prize in Toy Story 4, but he also voices the male hyena Kamari in the upcoming live-action version of The Lion King. The Chupacabra in the movie was voiced by actor Jamie Camille, who also provided the voice of Miguel's father in the Pixar film Coco. And while we'd love to see Adam Sandler lend his voice to a Disney movie, he's only appeared in the live-action bedtime stories. Mickey Mousing. There's no denying the old-school vibe that comes with the Hotel Transylvania films. Sure, there's the old style of the monsters, the literal old age of Dracula, and the classic castle designs used for the hotel in flashbacks, but we're talking about the animation itself. Each of the Hotel Transylvania films feature a classic animation technique originally featured in very early Disney cartoon shorts from the 1920s and 30s. Referred to as Mickey Mousing, the technique coordinates character movements and action beats directly to the music. You can notice this during a lot of the fast-paced scenes in the films, including the scene in the first Hotel Transylvania where Johnny and Dracula race on the tabletops. Another example is found during Mavis's birthday party during the song Where Did the Time Go? Of course, the modern-day animation makes the whole thing flow a little better and can feature more elements in the foreground and background. Compare these movements to a classic Disney short like Three Little Pigs and you get a pretty good idea of how the whole process works. The Mickey Mousing has been used in all 3 films. Take a look the next time you go on a Hotel T binge. Wreck-It Ralph connections. Out of all the Disney movies Hotel Transylvania could connect to, many people try to find similarities with darker titles like The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, The Nightmare Before Christmas, or even Frankenweenie. Well, one of the Disney movies with some strong-rooted connections is Wreck-It Ralph. Sure, we could stretch things a bit and say the zombie at Ralph's meeting is related to one working the front desk at the hotel, but that's not the connection we're talking about. The one we're focused on here is the movie release dates. Both Hotel Transylvania and Wreck-It Ralph were released in 2012. Not only did both franchises get off the ground in the same year, but they were released only about a month apart from each other. Flash forward to 2018 and the 2 movies were once again getting sequels. Ralph Breaks the Internet and Hotel Transylvania 3 came out just last year, but their release dates were a little more spread out. Want to push the release date connection even further? In 2015, Hotel Transylvania 2 was released, and while Ralph wasn't in theaters, his adventures continued with Disney Infinity 3.0. New digital Ralph content was featured, along with special tracks and content for the Toy Box Speedway. Once Hotel Transylvania 4 gets released, we're going to be extremely curious about the new Ralph content we'll get to see. Quasimodo. The main villain in the first Hotel Transylvania movie was the hunchback Quasimodo. In a crazy turn of events, the chef actually enjoyed cooking and eating humans, even though he was one himself. Needless to say, but this was a far cry from the lovable bell ringer we all saw in Disney's '96 animated film The Hunchback of Notre Dame, or its forgettable sequel, the 2002 dud, simply known as The Hunchback of Notre Dame 2. With a large pointy nose and frizzled hair, the Hotel T character was a far cry from the Disney design, and probably based more off the original black and white Quasimodo. The true connection to Disney comes with Quasimodo's sidekick, the rat known as Esmeralda. As seen in the Disney flick, Esmeralda is the love interest of Quasimodo, but the rat plays a much different role here. You know you thought of it as soon as you saw a rat in the kitchen. Yep, the Hotel T version of Esmeralda has a whole lot of similarities to Disney and Pixar's Ratatouille. The rat not only assists with cooking, but has the ability to sniff out a good meal. In this case, the rat can sniff out humans. Phew! Imagine if Ratatouille actually took a dark turn like this. Killing Bambi. One of Disney's more classic moments is actually one of its saddest. The death of Bambi's mother. Of course, something so sad has been parodied over and over throughout the years, including in Hotel Transylvania too. When Dracula gets to spend some time with his grandson, he has one goal in mind: turn him into a true vampire, and discover his monstrous roots more than his human ones. The way he wants to achieve this? By exposing him to all types of violent situations. When Drac and his monster friends stop off in the forest, Wayne gets put to the challenge when a deer prances on by. Of course, Wayne is so tired and old from raising so many wolf children he couldn't possibly hunt down a deer, but he makes an attempt anyway. Take a close look at that deer. The design and look in the eyes make it clear this animal is not designed like anything else in the Hotel Transylvania movies. Dracula even mentioned the word he, signaling the forest creature is a male. Without directly saying it, this scene was a clear reference to Bambi. Thankfully, a flying frisbee distracted Wayne enough to prevent him from killing the innocent deer. Hotel Transylvania, the TV show. And now for the biggest connection of all. It's a pretty obvious one, so we won't have to bore you with the build-up. Yep, we're talking about Hotel Transylvania, the TV series. The show takes places before the events of the three movies, features 2D animation, and follows Mavis as she navigates life as a younger vampire. The show itself had a long first season with more than 20 episodes and multiple shorts. In a surprising move for United States viewers, the Sony Animation project actually made its home on the Disney Channel. Despite not featuring the voice of Disney vet Selena Gomez for Mavis, the Hotel Transylvania series continued the traditions of the movies through an official Disney outlet. The happy pairing between Disney and the Monster Show wouldn't last long though. Instead of completing the first season on the Disney Channel, the show's final 8 episodes were shipped over to Netflix, where they premiered exclusively. We imagine Netflix hosting the official movies for a bit had something to do with this as well. The show has been renewed for a second season, and all signs are pointing to the show premiering on Netflix rather than returning back to the Disney Channel. They must have filled their vampire quota with the Disney Junior show Vampirina. Wow, and there we have it. Who knew the Hotel Transylvania movies could have so many connections to Disney? What was the most surprising connection? Anything we missed? Let us know in the comments below, along with any other great Hotel Transylvania videos that you want to see. Also, don't forget to subscribe to ScreenRant for more great content. Thanks for watching.